Thank you for listening to Ingram Law. As always, we appreciate you being a guest. Our website is joeingramlaw.com. My phone number is 205 335 2640. This is Real Law Alabama podcast where we discuss criminal law and family law topics in the state of Alabama. So, we spent the last month in criminal law. If you listen to the last podcast, we discussed about picking your divorce lawyer. This podcast and the next one is going to focus on sort of the same issue, but in a different way. 3 cases in one. Joe, what are you talking about? Well, let's say you are married. Let's say you get in a domestic dispute with your spouse in the home. Let's also say that you have a professional license. You could be a nurse, doctor, dentist, pharmacist, chiropractor, nurse practitioner. You could be a nursing assistant. You could be a dental hygienist. You could be a nursing home administrator. You could be a realtor. You could be a lawyer. Uh-oh. You could be a teacher. You get in a really bad fight with your spouse. So bad that the neighbors call the police. 3 cases in one. You're going to have a criminal case for the domestic violence, depending on how bad it is. Let's use 2 scenarios. You might just get charged with domestic violence third, which is going to go to a municipal court, misdemeanor, or, heaven forbid, I've had this happen, represented a gentleman 7 years ago. They weren't married. The guy was about 6'6", 280, bigger than a damn door. Got in a bad domestic dispute with his girlfriend. The pictures of the house did not help us. The damn sheetrock was beat in. The door was off the hinges. The victim had some significant shoulder injuries. Something happened. Hell, she just didn't fall through the sheetrock, right? So, but let's get back to the case at hand. If it's either going to be domestic violence third, a misdemeanor, or if it's really bad, it could be domestic violence second, which is strangulation or using a instrument, knife, gun, try to stab them, shoot them. It could be assault. Assault's third. Assault second. Assault first. Heaven forbid you try to kill them. It could be attempted murder. So you got significant things going on here. You've got a criminal case. If you're about to go through a divorce, and let's just say I represent the bad actor. Let's say the bad actor is a nurse. Let's just say that. And the wife hires a lawyer. First thing they're probably going to do is they're going to say, we need to go file a PFA, protection from abuse order. We need to get him out of the home. We need to diffuse the situation. We need to reestablish some peace, a cooling off period. We're going to go file a PFA. By the way, Joe, your client not only has a criminal case now they have a protection from abuse case. And then they're going to go file for divorce of my client. Now, he's a nurse. If you are a nurse listening, you are under a mandatory reporting requirement. Every 2 years, you have to get a new license by the nursing board. Do we go report immediately you got arrested? No, absolutely not. We're not going to do that. Are we going to report it within a reasonable period of time of trying to get your case resolved? Absolutely. We have to. For you. We don't need to wait till you get your new license and say, oh, by the way, that little domestic violence case I had, or assault case where I beat up my wife in the house? Oh, yeah, I forgot to report that to you. But it's all good now. Sorry about that. No. That's not how you handle it. So that's how you have 3 cases in one. Thus, Joe, why do you do criminal law? Why do you do family law? They go hand in hand. Sometimes it helps that I do both. Fortunately, I've had that situation a couple times here recently. I have a person charged with a criminal offense. Then they have a PFA put against them. And then my client gets hit with a divorce complaint. Their whole professional world is on the line. Do you want to kill the golden goose? I hope not. That doesn't benefit the family unit. Now, I'm not sitting here saying I condone physical violence, domestic violence, beating up their spouses. No, I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying I've had some cases where husbands and wives, wives and wives in domestic partnerships, you get in a fight with your spouse or significant other. The police get called. It's a criminal case. There's a PFA. Okay, we're going to end the marriage. Might need to. Might be best for everybody involved. Should we destroy your entire professional career over the worst moment in your life for 5 minutes? I hope not. We're trying to avoid that for a lot of people these days. We have drug courts, we have domestic violence courts, we have veterans courts. We have anger management classes. We have all these tools to help people be better, productive members of society, not to kill them, not to destroy them, so they can continue to get a job when somebody runs a background check on them. Is it leverage for the other side that my client is charged with domestic violence, strangulation, Class B felony? Yes. Is it leverage that there's a PFA against him, he can't go home? Yes. Does it make it harder to settle the divorce case? Depends. Depends who the lawyer is on the other side. Depends on what the outcome is going to be. Depends on what my clients, how far they want to push the onion. How far you want to peel it back. Tell my client, I'll say, how far do you want to peel that onion? You want to just take off a little bit of the outside shavings, or do you want to peel back a couple layers? Depends. So that is how one case becomes 3. And sometimes, hopefully, you hire someone that can handle all three to handle the cases, talk to the parties in interest, and try to resolve them one by one. So that's how three cases becomes one. You start off with a fight. You have a license issue for your career. Then you have a PFA that you're not to violate with your spouse or significant other. And then you have a divorce case that you got to deal with. So this will go hand in hand with the next one. Our next podcast is going to talk about professional license defense. We do a lot of that in the state of Alabama. We do doctors, we do dentists, pharmacists, chiropractors, nurses, nurse practitioners, nurse anesthetists, nursing aides. We do pharmacy techs, a lot of pharmacy techs in Alabama. We do, lawyers. Three biggest things for lawyers: messing up their trust account, substance abuse, alcohol abuse. Those are the big three representing lawyers in the state of Alabama. And we do realtors. We do nursing home administrators. We do educators. Now, I'm not saying, Joe, are you talking about the people that have sex with their students? No, I can't fix that. That's a criminal case. I'm talking about where somebody in school makes an allegation that Miss Jane Doe hit the child in the classroom. Miss Jane Doe said something derogatory to a child. Miss Jane Doe did X to the classroom. And maybe the teacher's not tenured yet. Maybe the principal is weak. Maybe the principal doesn't like the teacher. So instead, they write a bad report and they want to get rid of them this time of year. When notices are about to go out for the next school year, you get a pink notice. And not only do you get a pink notice, you get a letter from the State Board of Education that they're considering revoking, terminating, suspending your teaching license that you've worked 4 years or more to achieve. So we're going to talk a lot about professional license defense in the state of Alabama because that's how you make your education. So that's 3 cases in one. As we always say, this is joeingramlaw.com. Our phone number is 205-335-2640. This is Real Law Alabama, where we discuss criminal and family law topics in the state of Alabama. We take cases from Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile, even in the Dothan area. If you have questions, submit those to us off the air and we will get back to you. If you want us to represent you, give us a call. We'll have a chat. We'll get you in for a consult, see if we are a good fit for you. And as we always say, take care of yourself and each other and have a good night.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.